Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. From the shotgun, Wilson. And incomplete to open things up.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
19. Let's go, 14.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He goes for 8. There as the drive will continue.
Let's get it. Let's go get it, baby. Let's go. Oh. Check three.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
They run it with Carson. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now Wilson. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. On second down, Wilson. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Relook.
The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Here's Wilson. He hits Baldwin right side. First down, Seahawks. Wilson to Baldwin. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got a first and 10 at the 17. From the gun, it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And now he'll tuck it and run. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on first and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Now Wilson on second down. This is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. Extra point hooks a bit, but it's up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Out to kick is Janikowski. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Well, before Jacksonville gets the ball back here, let's look back to that Week 6 game against Dallas. The defense, I mean, look, the offense struggled, but the defense really struggled. Those first 4 weeks, they were as advertised. 56 points allowed total. 70 points, though, now given up the last 2 weeks, Charles.
Yeah, hard to believe that win against New England that seemed like a real establisher. You know, saying this team's going to be there all year long, and we're going back to at least the AFC Championship game. That's way in the rear view right now. They've been outscored 70-21 the last 2 weeks, and the defense has to take its share of blame, but at the same time, the offense not helping at all. They're -9 in turnover margin for the year. Blake Bortles has thrown 8 interceptions thus far against 9 touchdown passes. That ratio has to improve and get better. I won't leave it all on him, but the offense can't keep putting the defense in tough situations. Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's go. Green 80. Green 80.
Bortles. Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal, and he's able to get it back. Here to the 43-yard line. This is Carson. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On second down, here's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one goes for 36 yards. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Janikowski adds the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out to kick is Janikowski. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. The Jaguars getting set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it, and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here's Carson, and an alley to run. There he goes inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Now Carlos Hyde in the game. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And he'll be well short of a first down as he stopped again right at the line of scrimmage. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now it's Lockett. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle offense coming back onto the field, and you'd understand if they're a little sluggish. You know, they just took that quick little 4,800-mile jaunt to London to take on the Raiders. Well, they look good across the pond. They dominated that game 27-3.
To me, they feel like they're starting to hit their stride a little bit. You know, working out some of the kinks. Offensive line starting to come together. It's gotten a lot of criticism over the past few years. And Russell Wilson, back-to-back games with 3 touchdown passes. And how about Pete Carroll? 91st win for him, including the postseason. He passed Mike Holmgren for first in Seattle Seahawk history as the top head coach.
They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll toss it out to Carson. Spins past him. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, over here, over here. Let's go, 14.
To throw is Wilson. To throw on 2nd down. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Third and 2. Now Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That'll put him at an even 50 receiving yards now in this first half. And it's a 1st down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now it's Carson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And they'll go on the ground, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tyler Patman on the tackle.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And Lockett with a grab over the middle. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk 1st down. Wilson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down. To throw is Wilson. Looking for Baldwin. Intercepted. picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, switching gears for a second, let's talk about all the offense that's been going on around the league.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
We've had 3 games where each team has scored 40 points. That didn't happen all of last year. And the most recent example, Week 6, that incredible 43-40 Pats win over the Chiefs.
A lot of people talk about when you make rules changes or you emphasize certain things that you have unintended consequences. Let's not kid ourselves. This was the intended consequence. Open up offenses, more scoring. We're seeing that, and we're seeing it, and fans are loving it. Defensive coordinators are hating it, but fans are loving it. And how about Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, that New England-Kansas City game? Big throw for big throw, touchdown for touchdown, and Brady guides him to a field goal to win it in the end.
Yeah, the elder statesman, because Patrick Mahomes was just 5 years old when Tom Brady threw his first touchdown pass in the NFL.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. To throw his Bortles. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Returnable for Lockett. Look at the spin. Balance. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
This is complete. It's Baldwin. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola. And then, of course, to Stanford. And, boy, he's been good. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Alert. 95. 36.
Again, Wilson. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Second and goal from inside the 5. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Check 50. Check 50. Check it out. 95.
Looking to throw on second down. Wilson. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And it's 3rd and 4.
Mark that. Gun. Tempo.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. in for the score. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken in at the 1. What a spin. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10.
Spread right, 72.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. A throw left side complete to his receiver Westbrook. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half.
Here we go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
We got 3. We set. 380. 380.
A final shot before half for Bortles. He's going to air one out. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here come the Seahawks now set to take over on offense. They built a good 1st half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice 1st half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Run left. Tempo.
Wilson looking to throw on 2nd down. It's caught. Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On 1st down, Wilson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, let's take a step back and look league-wide here, Charles. What contender do you think is in the most trouble through 6 weeks? I would not have thought Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago, but, boy, very flat performances against KC and Dallas.
Yeah, and we expect them to be a dominant team on the defensive side of the ball week in and week out, and Dallas just shredded them in their game on Sunday. But I don't think Jacksonville's in as much trouble as maybe Denver is. Denver's 2-4. 4 straight losses, and Kansas City setting a heck of a pace in the AFC West. Vance Joseph, the 2nd-year coach in Denver, many thought he wouldn't return after last year. Got a 2nd opportunity. This isn't helping him. And last but not least, and we're talking about this group of people, how about the Atlanta Falcons? They're also 2-4, but they got a much-needed win against Tampa Bay on Sunday. If we knew they could get their defensive players back, I'd like them a lot more. They've got a tough road ahead of them, but Matt Ryan, he can help equalize things out.
11 more on that one and another 1st down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. To throw again is Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And that's hooking, and Janikowski missed it. It's no good, wide right, and this score will stay right where it is.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
Now a chance to take advantage of that missed field goal. 1st and 10, way up at the 37.
Green 80.
They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon. And an alley to run. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Green 80.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Open man right side is Shark. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Green 80.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 17. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Well, this gives us a chance to look ahead to some big Week 7 games upcoming. New England, Chicago, that's intriguing. Carolina and Philly, you have that game. And then how about Dallas and Washington? They're a combined 6-5, but they're playing for first place in the NFC East.
And just think, Dallas and Washington fans, when they have children, the first words they teach them are, we hate that rival team. And now they're going to get after for first place in the East. The records aren't great, but the rivalry is strong. New England, Chicago. Chicago let one get away last week against Miami, but still they have high hopes in the NFC North, and they get to test their mettle against a perennial champion, the New England Patriots. And Carolina, Philly. Carolina had a tough one in Washington last week. Philadelphia, big win last Thursday against New York Giants in New York. That's a big, big ball game for both of them.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Wilson on 1st down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Seahawks on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Left. 19.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Baldwin. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A very solid gain of 27. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Wilson will throw again. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Janikowski good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out to kick is Janikowski. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, a 22.
Hey, let's go. Trick front.
Bortles now on first down. Going deep for Moncrief. And got his man complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Dante Moncrief, 43 yards. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
With that incompletion, let's discuss all the overtime games that we've had so far in the NFL. We've had 9 of them, at least one each week. Week 6, it was Miami and the Bears with the Dolphins getting the win.
Yeah, and you know something? That's an NFL record because that record was set week 5, an overtime game each of the first 5 weeks of the season. Now we're adding to the record, and I wouldn't doubt at all that we would get to 7 weeks and maybe beyond. It's been a very competitive NFL season.
14.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
14.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete. A.J. Bouye, the fine cornerback, there to make the play defensively.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And that last penalty makes his 3rd down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, Wilson. He's got Lockett. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
Alert. Let's go 14.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone. This guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone.
And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35, and make it the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Omaha.
Throwing is Bortles. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Looking long for Westbrook. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They convert on third with a gain of 22. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Bortles now on 1st down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 26. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now the